think we went over this in a while. We got some new rookies, but if you're doing a system, you have to have 3 points of security in order for ADT to fund it.
Hey man, listen up.
Which means, yeah, shut up. Which means, two door sensors in the smoke, 3 door sensors, 1 door sensor, 2 smokes.
If I did 2 door sensors and a doorbell camera.
No, 3 points of security on the system. Cameras in the smart home do not count.
Nice. Like that.
Do you guys get that? Yeah, that's really important, y'all.
That is very important.
Smoke detectors count as 2 zones because it's smoke and heat.
You get reason?
Smoke detector covers 2 zones. I heard exactly. But I'm
How many zones do you need?
Just listen.
How many zones do you need?
How many zones do you need?
3 zones.
I didn't know that. Yeah, that's crazy. It's not like we go over sales.
So you can't just give them you can't just give them no door sensors or like 1 door sensor and a glass break. Like they have to get some substance of a system. So like 2 doors and a smoke would be fine. Like 2 doors and a glass would be fine. 2 doors and a key fob would be fine. 2 doors and emergency pendant is fine because that's 3 zones. Like 1 door, 2 door, key fob.
What about 1 door sensor and a smoke detector?
That's okay. Yeah.
1 door sensor and smoke?
Okay. Because it's a door, smoke, and heat. So what? Are you serious? Smoke and heat. That's a scam right there.
That's a scam.
That one should be doing 1 door sensor. Cover the doors.
It makes sense why they funded that one. I had an account with a door sensor and a smoke, and they still funded it. That's really cool.
Mike P.
Scotland.
They don't really know what to say. I guess all I can think about is, when everything gets hard, just keep on pushing.
Wow.
Never give up, baby.
Hey, Colin.
I'm thankful for having a roof over my head.
Oh, Colin.
I'm thankful for everybody here, obviously. I'm thankful for
Go ahead, Colin.
nice, Cooper. I'm thinking. I'm thankful, like just for everybody, and then I'm thankful for Coop, bro. Thankful for him. And that's about it. Yeah.
Thanks, Colin.
Thanks,
One thing for these bitches. So cameras require an outlet. So I don't know. They don't like wire into the house. They don't like drill into the walls. Like they'll fish. There's normally an outlet somewhere in the attic. If they don't, they'll run a wire and then like over a utility closet. They'll drop it down into your utility closet. But I'll just say we power them up so you don't have to charge them. But sometimes if you use the verbiage wire into the house, people get
Get weird.
get weird about that. So they do require an outlet. And then
Like, if they're, let's say they're renting and they can't, like, do any kind of wiring.
do it over camera.
Well, like, for an outdoor camera, I know we can have those, like, chargeable. Is that an option or not?
Get them to purchase them after the fact.
Yeah.
And charge it for $69, so they get the unlimited clouds. Oh, you can't do $69 because it'd be financed if they're renting. But
So the techs have to power up the camera. So like you can order a solar light off Amazon. So like but our techs wouldn't install those. So and it'd be a different camera. So if they had Nest Aware Plus with the package, hey, we get a doorbell camera, $69.99. They would get Nest Aware Plus if they bought their own separate cameras. But our cameras that the technicians install, they'll power them with an outlet, and they won't do them wireless. So
I think it's part of the. I had a one.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, if it's yeah, if you give a $69.99, you do 1 camera, you get the automation bonus. But if it's wireless, they're not going to record 24/7 because it would just drain the battery. So
It just gives them that.
well, what the technicians told me. Yeah.
So the doorbells are 24/7 if they're wired.
It's watching 24/7, and it records if something happens, but it doesn't
It's
record.
exactly like the Ring 24/7.
Yeah,
So,
okay.
okay, put this to bed real quick. The wired battery cameras that we do have the capability to be wired in and do battery. But even when they're wired in, I'm like 95% sure that they don't have the 24/7 the same as the outdoor cameras do. But if you did a doorbell that was wired in that didn't have 24/7 recording for $69, you would bank $100 for one cam, and then you could just tell the customer to buy an outdoor camera and just sync it up, and then it'd be no problems. Like, yeah, you get.
Because it includes Nest Web Plus.
Yeah, but again, they're gonna buy a wireless camera. Like, it's not even gonna have 24/7 capability anyway. So just like suck it up.
Panel on it.
Yeah, maybe. And they do have those Nest solar panels, but just like suck it up, like put a hole in, and
That's a,
you know.
it's a one-off, but. All right, let's hear it. Let's hear it, Keith.
Let's go, Keith.
Keith.
I'm gonna fact check that.
Hello? Hey, how's it going, sir? You don't want to pay the bills or you want premium?
I guess so.
Really quickly, I'm working with Jeannie, just right here on Sterling Road. She actually had someone hop the fence a couple times, take a few things out of the backyard. Have you heard anything about that? She's been there about 10 years.
Not really. I'm kind of new around here. I don't know too many people.
How you liking it so far?
It's been all right.
Okay, perfect. What I'm doing with Miss Jeannie is she's helping us get the sign out. I'm in charge of these new guys. She's on the main road, so she's helping us advertise a little bit. We just want the cars when they're passing to see ADT. And when they're thinking security, we're going to think to give us a call instead of all other companies. Kind of make a little sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So for us helping us out here, we were able to get her hooked up with some cameras, come out. And we actually paid for 2 cameras to look around our home. What she liked was the outdoor camera to go over the side, just to look down at the fence, because that's where all the problems were. If you were to get some cameras, excuse me, what's your name, sir?
I'm Cam, but
Alright.
yeah, I don't mean to cut it short or anything, but it seems like a pretty safe neighborhood for us. I haven't really heard of too many things, so I don't want to waste your time.
Yeah, like I said, I know it's pretty safe over here. Mr. John, right there next door, do you know him?
Yeah, I actually know John. He actually came over when we moved in.
Okay, yeah. So he told me the same thing, but over on this Jeannie Street, just the next street over, which is the main road, we know that's where a lot of traffic happens. This is more of a side street, so we know nothing happens over there. It's not John breaking into the cars. So what we'll do is, we'll just help you be proactive. If you were to get some cameras, what would you want to see on the home camera?
Probably with the cars right here.
Okay, for sure. So we'll step over, were you thinking like right here?
Yeah, I mean, wherever you think I could see the cars at, you know.
So we'll throw that up in the corner for you. It'll record 24/7. That way you can see the cars. You'll put a box around them so if someone approaches it, it'll see your phone. It's 24/7, like I said, and you'll be able to see everything from your phone that way. So, now, I can put up as many cameras as I want around here, Cam. The only thing is they wouldn't call you if something were to happen. Have you ever used a security system before, Cam?
Not personally, but I believe there's an older one in the house.
Yeah.
I'm
Was it
not
like
too
one of
sure.
the ones with all the buttons and things like that, ancient?
I guess so. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. So I'll show you how this works, Cam. We usually start with the doors. Are your shoes on, shoes off?
Shoes off there.
Called in. I was waiting.
I thought you were just gonna pop in.
Oh, I didn't know I was supposed to pop in.
35 each. Yes, sir. So we got people get right by
Hey.
I thought you just said you might.
Who's this?
This fire. Who's this one?
Kyle.
I thought for the pros and cons, Keith, you have really good tonality just naturally. So I would say try to, watch a couple videos on like tonality. They even have something like the training and learn how to use that more to like your advantage. So because it's just a natural strength that you have, and it'll make people listen to you a lot more. Like they'll listen to like and hang on every word that you're saying depending on how you say it. And also, like, if you use your hands when you're talking to, so you're like pointing here and pointing there, doing all this and that, it's really good. And you kind of like make yourself a cartoon character a little bit. So you stay like low tone most of the time. For certain things, you want to bring your voice up a little bit more to get the customer excited, because it's like a transfer of energy and emotion. That's all like sales really is. Now you kept going whenever you give you objections, which is really good. I've also put like, when you were pitching, you like stopped to introduce yourself. I wouldn't have used it exactly at that point. I would have more or less done it if he was about to like say something, or you could feel he's about to give you like an objection, then I would do that just to like break the tension and like break the like tension of the sale a little bit. But when at the point that you use it at, I wouldn't have used it at that point particularly. And I also would have put how you were explaining, like, yeah, on the street over where all of the traffic is, we just know that there's a lot going on over there. You said we know nothing happens back here. Instead, I would say, like, because of all of the stuff happening just a street over, there's no reason why they won't come over here and do the same thing if it's right over there. Obviously, it's not John, it's people coming from the surrounding areas, right? So you can use it a little bit in a better way to make him admit, like, yeah, okay, there is stuff that happens here. If it's happening there, it could just as well happen on this street too, right? Because there's not like an invisible barrier for a burglar that's saying, oh, we're gonna hit this street, but not the street right next to it, you know what I'm saying? So just get the customer to realize that. And then when he tells you, oh, I would use an outdoor camera, yeah, your neighbors have been saying the exact same thing. Or that's the one your neighbors have been picking too. What makes you say you use it over the cars more? And then like fish for the reason behind it, and then usually they'll just give it up to you. And something that I did a lot of yesterday too, because I had Vivint in my hood, and there was like some people getting set up with Vivint, and I was like, what makes you think all of the people around here have been getting security? Or what makes you think all the people have been getting cameras while we're out here? Oh, well, I saw in the Salem East, I saw in the neighborhood group chat, like, there were like 3 break-ins on this street, this lady had her car stolen, this and that, and then you can kind of like fish for crime drops from your customers, and then they'll kind of give you information about the neighborhood. And it makes you think, like, well, if everybody else is getting set up and all of these companies are coming to my door, there's stuff happening in my neighborhood, right? So then you can kind of use that to your advantage too. So, but yeah, I'd say it's really good. Work on that tonality and how to use it to your benefit a little bit more. Be more, yeah.
I said there was one thing, like you came right off with a crime drop, and I feel like that's going to trigger sales resistance with most people you talk to. I think like Cam naturally like said, oh hey, it's a safe neighborhood, nothing really happens out here. The first thing you say shouldn't be about crime. Shouldn't be like, hey, I'm here because your neighbors got broken into. They'll be like, that's a good piece to have in your quiver, but introduce yourself first, because for most people, like, hey, I'm here for the craziness in the area. You say, oh, it's a pretty safe neighborhood, nothing happens out here. You just triggered sales resistance that didn't need to be there. And so you'd be like, hey, I'm working with your neighbor here down the road. I'm not sure if you heard about the incident that happened there with her. Bring them into that and be like, oh, what happened? Then you can drop it, but if you say it right off the bat, you haven't introduced yourself or anything, it's kind of like, oh, this guy's obviously trying to sell me something. And you don't need to create an obstacle that doesn't need to be there. So don't crime drop immediately, unless it's like you're in Hit Hood and everyone knows about the crime.
Yeah, you want to build rapport and credibility.
Yeah. So what would you say though?
I was like, hey, I'm working with Miss Emily down the road over here. You know her? Yeah, she's been here about 30 or 40 years. Yeah, she just been telling me about just some of the stuff happened. Did you hear about what happened with her? You can still bring the crime up, but don't be like, hey, I'm working with Miss Emily, we're over here because she just got her car broken into. I'll be like, what? Like, what the, you know?
A better way to do it, just be like, yeah, I was working with Miss Emily, she's been here like 30 years, just because of some of the change that she was telling me about what's been happening. Have you been here as long as her? Okay, 20 years, perfect. Like 20 years ago, you probably didn't have all these kids coming and breaking into the cars or like stealing trucks. But more recently, just like with Miss Emily, you'll see how she had her car broken into. It's starting to happen a little bit more around here, and we've just been getting calls to the area. So we're paying for a couple homes to help us advertise because of that.
Yeah, I think we all fall in like that trap of like saying the crime right off the bat because we're here to sell security, but that will affect you more than it'll help you. So
beautiful. Well, today's the day I've been waiting for a long time. Cooper's going to give us a training today.